I'm currently hosting a contest on my online guitar school, Fretwise. As you can imagine, there's a backing track, you solo over it, make a video, and maybe win some prizes. Make sure that you sign up to get involved in that. And so this video is for those of you who are thinking about getting involved but you're not sure where to begin, or maybe you've already started but you've found yourself stuck for ideas. The advice that I give in this video can of course be applied to any backing track, but I'm going to be referencing the backing track from my crystal clear Fretwise contest in this video. If you want to learn more about music theory, songwriting, technique, fretboard visualization, and much more, then come and join me on Fretwise. Become a member today and you'll get access to all of my masterclasses, as well as daily challenges, a members forum, and personalized progress reviews. Click the link in the video description or go to getfretwise.com to learn more. It's no secret that the pentatonic scale is awesome, and for this track we can utilize the B minor pentatonic scale to our advantage. Now, to avoid your solo sounding like a scale, I often recommend to my students that it's best to play a small selection of notes with some tasty phrasing. Here's an example. I'll take these 4 notes from the middle 2 strings and play a little lick. And I can turn those 4 notes into 12 notes by utilizing the octaves. There's just one caveat with this approach, and it's that the B minor chord is used very sparingly throughout the chord progression. So it's certainly the easiest approach, but it'll require a good ear to know what sounds good and when. But then the question becomes, why do some notes or licks sound better than others? And that leads me on to tip number 2. If you're studying my Cage Masterclass on Fretwise, chord tones should be no surprise to you and will come to you a lot quicker than most. With the exception of the first 2 bars, the chord progression is G, E minor, D, A. What I would do is find those chords in one portion of the neck to begin with, so let's utilize this area around the 7th fret since we're already familiar with the pentatonic scale there. So we can play G, E minor, D, and A. Now that you know the chord positions and thus the chord tones, you can start to make music with these notes by arpeggiating each chord. And again, there's no need to play the entire arpeggio sequences. Play less, maybe just 2 or 3 notes from each chord until you gain confidence. Even without the backing track, you can hear the underlying chords there, which is really wonderful. And when you can hear the underlying chords without even playing them, you just know it's going to sound awesome. The biggest challenge with this is being able to visualize each chord quickly enough through the transitions. So the next tip that I have for you might make that a little bit easier. Instead of playing exclusively chord tones over every single chord, we can find some balance by playing a combination of both chord tones and the notes from our familiar pentatonic scale. You could set yourself a rule and play chord tones during some of the chords and not others, and remember that during some chords it's okay to play nothing. Here's an example. Eventually, the idea is that you can of course do this anywhere on the neck. All of the same rules would apply, but it's obviously easiest to apply your wisdom to just one position of the neck before overwhelming the situation. Okay, this tip is nice and easy. All you need to do is use your ear to figure out the underlying melody, which is this. Firstly, notice how I played that in the same position as the familiar pentatonic scale, and secondly, take note that those are all chord tones. Now what we can do with that is expand on that by using that as a template or a starting ground, and maybe you'll come up with some things like this. The final tip is a really quick one, and it's just that before you do anything, it's usually best to just relax and listen. That's what I do whenever I'm expected to compose a piece of music. I'll first just listen to the track, even sit in silence and just listen to my own imagination. Hopefully you'll be able to dream up something, at least a starting point that you can use to build on using the tips that I've mentioned throughout this video. So there you have it. Hopefully you found some insight and encouragement through those tips. Please don't forget to like the video if you learned something and subscribe if you're new around here. Also, don't forget to sign up on Fretwise if you want to participate in contests and events like this and gain unrestricted access to all of my best teaching resources. Until next time, I'll see you in the next video.